There we go. Big. I just hit that button a whole bunch of times before it turned on. Gets me a little frustrated. Right? Yeah. Virus, I won't get that sick. They're healthy, so alright. Little spot on my lip. Hurts. It's okay. Nobody kissing me anyway. Of course I'm sad. Grief. I've been thinking. For me, I've always tried to face everything that I'm feeling and not to escape it, right? Learning about addictions early. Never tried to drown anything, but I also practice numbing out. I also think disassociating. Learning to disassociate and not be full in my body. That's scary. Watching these things, your body keeps score. Monday. It's me. Wingishni Bay Masheki Quay. Sweetgrass Water Medicine Woman. Christianna Chris Carr, Superstar. Yeah. That's me right here. Okay. Still shining my light, but being human too. Feeling depressed, I go put on the face, and I'm great at that. Then when I come home, with acknowledge, I've been there's been a lot taken out of me, beaten out of me, so to speak. I've talked before about indirect physical abuse. Triggering those physical responses that a person doesn't have full control over. Like flashing that strobe light and causing a seizure in an epileptic, right? So there's this thought that keeps going on in my head. It keeps going on. It has popped up, and it now has kind of caught my attention there. And I don't want to dwell on it, so here I am. I'm going to release that right now. Feeling like, well, I've been learning about narcissism and stuff like that. These indirect things, but, I've said, like it just triggered my self-abuse. That's what my ex would say, my self-abusive wife, right? I did more damage to myself than anybody could do to me, but then they could sit back and say, I did nothing, she did it to herself, right? So if there's things going on in the body and you're triggering stuff in the body, right? Say like, right, high stress, if I'm kept under high stress, and this puts myself more at risk, right? Like physically, the heart's strong. I'd seen the cardiologist. It's vasovagal syncope from the low blood pressure. The thing where it gets more concerning is that the more often it happens, there's the increased risk of sudden death. But the more often these episodes happen, whether it goes straight to the fainting or not. And these episodes have happened a lot for me. Over 24 in a year. Maybe, but they don't all go through the complete passing out. I feel that faintness. If I get myself lying down, I'm okay. There's other things that I wonder, right? And then sharing with my kids, because they're still not taking me seriously. Wherever they've learned that from, it's us in the house. They need to take it seriously now, so they need to know. And then I feel bad because they're not listening to me. And I say, hey, this is not just about mom being a wheelchair anymore. This is somebody's life. It's like it's a Russian roulette with my life. So then if I'm scared about it too, and I'm more anxious, right, that's going to increase things and whatever, right? So need to diffuse it, talk about it, let it out, so it's not just constantly spinning in here. That are these people trying to set up my death, right? Then they'll have the children, my children. Right? They'll help comfort them and support them as they grieve their mother's death. It's a horrible thing to think, like. Right? But then I look back and go, wow, see, crazy thoughts like that have come up before. Not like that, similar. Or thoughts that I thought were crazy that, wow, that would never be. And then with my experiences recently, some of the thoughts I thought were the most craziest of mine ended up being true. So people with their own agendas, their own strong opinions of what they think, right? Or even they play it off, whatever. Not believing that it's true, and then something happens. There's a lot of messages I got, right? When you cry, it's like feeling sorry for yourself and stuff like that. Am I feeling sorry for myself? Still scared of what happened to my children. What's already happening to them. These people that say they're there to help and support them, and how are they? They're hurting them more. I told them I'm not scared to die, right? I'll be dead if it goes suddenly. Well, they're right. I'm not feeling no pain, nothing. I'm not scared of that. It's how my children are going to feel. And if this crazy scenario, right? Keep her aggravated, keep her, right? Hey, don't worry, you can come live with us. We'll help you through that, right? Whatever. The kids don't know. They're just seeing all this stuff, but what craziness, right? But things like this have actually happened. There is people out there that are so caught up in their own shit and seeing things in their own way and projecting shit and being bottomless pits and getting their fill from outside instead of filling themselves from within. Right? They maybe they'd have a feeling and feel guilty, but they have a ways of, well, we'll just get rid of that guilty feeling in some way, whether through addictions, whatever. Playing a victim to somebody else. I mean, I felt for that. I felt so bad that I hurt you, that here I am comforting them after they hurt my feelings. Because they felt bad they hurt my feelings. I've experienced in my life. People coming up I've grown up with. Oh, I was so envious of you. And, I feel so bad. Because I used to do this. I used to try to get you in trouble or whatever. Or, right? The things that were done behind my back. And I thought I was going crazy as a kid. It's like, who would do those things? Who would be so mean? But, to make themselves feel better. Oh, I'm sorry I did that to you, and I was so jealous, and whatever. And me like, oh, hey, we're young, we're kids. Make them feel better about how they treated me. Oh, no, it's okay, but it's had a lasting effect. Damaging effect. It's an effect on all my relationships and my ability to trust people and let love in. All that stuff. And even just to share my tears, even that. Not people that have said bad things about me, but can't watch me hurting. We all have a hard time for that, and I think about that too. It's kind of like a common thing. It's hard for us to watch somebody we love hurting or suffering, especially when there's nothing we can do, right? So what's a common thing for us to do? I can't see you that way, so I don't go, right? A lot of people will do that, but what's that for that person that's going through that stuff? It's hard to watch somebody suffer, so, right? We do a self-preservation thing. Don't sit there with that person suffering. So then the person's left alone. If everybody thinks I can't see them like that, there'll be somebody else there. Oh, there's a big family. We take for granted somebody else will be there. And then, you know what? Nobody's there. I mean, we are all on our own journeys here. But we're all in this together. Like it or not, we're in this together. Everything we do affects the whole, right? We can see that in our little houses, right? But it works on the bigger scale of things too. And it's affected through other times. And I got to work on that myself, right? But these things, right? I like that somebody, can't remember where you heard it from, forgive me, but it's probably been said a few times, right? We're not responsible for our programming, okay? But we are responsible for reprogramming or whatever, how. Once we get into this adulthood, right? When we are in control of our lives, when we are fully responsible for our lives. When we're children and we're growing up, we don't, you know. We can get deep, go on some level, maybe we did, for the lesson we got to learn, whatever, right? We can do that and not validate the human feelings, because we came here to experience these human feelings. We came here to experience being human. Spiritual beings having a human experience, and why bypass that just to go jump to spiritual beings again? What was the point of this part then, right? It's not escaping the human experience. We didn't come here to escape the human experience. Came here to feel the whole gamut of human feelings and emotions and sensations. Feel what it's like to be a physical being. Not only a physical beings, but all of our pairs, bringing that all in together. And I gotta do that for myself too, and it's sharing that with others. And, you know, things aren't looking up, I know. I can open up. I'm safer now to open up, but I'm still not feeling safe in my home. Because my children are still exhibiting abusive behaviors. And with Liam's birthday, they just sit down like they're meant to be catered to serve. But he jumped up to help with everything, and I'm trying to make it perfect, and I don't want it to be a rough day for him, so I'm trying to hold my tongue. Nobody's jumping in and helping, and I've already got the bad name of, like, right? Rough mom. And of course, right, when you're pushed and you push so much, and then sometimes the stories, the things that are being painted, when they're pushing you to that reaction, then they make it look like that's really what's going on, right? One of Liam's birthdays, and I was sad. I was just saying, read the cards. And everybody's looking at me like I'm being some sort of evil bitch, because I'm saying about the politeness when somebody takes the time. How long does it take you to pick a card? People take a long time to pick cards, and if they take the time to write something special in there, right? Isn't that just like a courtesy thing or whatever? Or like a manners thing. You get a gift, you read the card. You don't just jump to the gift, you know, rip, right? And then because you're just looking for that physical thing and then complain about what you got or whatever, right? It's just trying to teach etiquette, manners, whatever. Just was one year. I'm just trying to say that. I'm trying to say it in a nice way, but then everybody's like, oh, right? Like I am being such an evil bitch. And then the times when I freak out, I know. I've learned a reactional abuse. It's reactional abuse. And then I'm harder on myself for that too. It's still abuse. I've let the name slip out. I've actually called my children the name. And I come back and say, you know, that's not you. And I'm sorry, Mom should never ever say that, right? It's these behaviors. It's reminding me of the behaviors of, right, someone else, of somebody that's done this stuff to me before that actually knew better. But as you continue doing these behaviors, I say to them, you become more responsible for them, because now you know they've been given the tools and shown the other ways too. It's a choice. And we got the 6-year-old now. I got an 11 and a 16-year-old. 11 and 16. They know, and both of them have said they are not willing to work with me, or they give me conditions to them working with me. So they're doing that control thing. Some parts of it I see that they don't know what's happening. They've been so confused. So kids need to have a control thing. I can make all these excuses, all these understandings and all that. Thing is, they need to have that back for their mother too, right? They need to have that for others as well. That's a tricky thing. How do you teach that to them? Especially when you've still got others contradicting the stuff that you say, or still putting them in confusion, acting like the big heroes, and, you know, giving them pretty much whatever they want, not requiring them to actually do any contribution in the ways of the chores and stuff like that, believing they don't need to do chores, that kids should not have to do chores. My goodness, I think that can be some of the most damaging things, is to not have your kids do chores, to not have your kids learn how to take care of themselves, to not teach your kids to take care of themselves. What an absolute disservice to our children. What? Right? Imagine, I mean, somebody just shared a story with me too, that somebody said, Mom, you didn't teach me how to clean, because they had money, right? So they had people to come in and clean. So it wasn't that the parents cleaned up after them, and, you know, sometimes they would chip in and whatever, but they were never really taught how to clean, because it was always done for them. So then when they got out on their own, they didn't know how to take care of their own places, and they couldn't afford to hire their own maids. They're just starting out, right? It wasn't that rich of a family. Whatever. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff, we've sheltered our children way too much, some of us. Because maybe it's because of things that we went through. We didn't want our children to experience that. I've gone through that thinking, oh, I'm traumatizing my kids. And when they're in there laughing, and Mom's out here crying. I'm traumatizing myself. My kids know that they're loved. They know that they're accepted. Those are the big things, right? They have a lot more control than they should, really. They fight for it here. They fight to be lazy, not have to do anything. Boopity boop boop. I'm supposed to turn those off, whatever. And that's what we will do. I mean, it's a human thing too, right? It's gonna get done for us. Yeah. Why am I gonna do that? It's gonna get done for me. Especially the things that are like tedious and have to be done all the time. We'll get somebody else to do that, right? So much. And I will get there. Thanks, I feel better just from this talking. Mending Monday. Mending Monday. It's a lot I was carrying. And just to release that. Be careful with your words and with people. And, you know, whenever you think you're jealous or envious of somebody and you think that they got it easy or whatever, that things just come easily to them, watch. Don't fool yourself in that way. You just posted something. Nothing comes easy to anybody, really. Might look like it to us on the outside. We don't have any idea what that person has gone through. Right? Oh, that person was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Oh, because they're rich, they don't deserve any sympathy or empathy, right? Because they've had money. No, oh, they didn't have money, right? Oh, they must have done it to themselves. Must be sore losers, whatever, right? So we all need to watch that in ourselves. What do we project on other people? And I like that. How do you define success? Is that based on the material things that you have? I'm not judging people. Judging is not a good thing. It's not. It's none of our jobs here to judge. Being discerning, yes, discerning. Right? What's right for you and what's not good in your life or whatever. But judgment, that's making something good and something bad. There's something wrong, something right. We don't know when we don't have the whole stories. You know? All of us people just trying to get by. Still just trying to figure it out. Nobody really knows. Let's stop projecting our shit on each other, okay? Let's wipe our own asses. And let's not try to tear somebody down because we think that they think that they're better or whatever that is, right? Because we're right and they're wrong. Therefore, we must kill anybody that disagrees. I mean, even at the end of the times, right? What's it gonna hurt you? When we come to the final day of judgment, what's it gonna hurt you? That somebody doesn't believe the same thing as you. Is that gonna affect you? Right? Is Jesus or God gonna condemn you because you couldn't make somebody else believe the same thing you thought? Because you couldn't make somebody believe in God and Jesus? Do you think they're gonna punish you because you couldn't do that? Is that your job? God and Jesus or Allah or Buddha or whatever it is, right? All those ones that say you must kill the others if they don't believe in me. Right? When the true living God loves all of his children, does not want any of them dead, does not like to see them killing and hurting each other, will bring them all home. In his time, not ours. Okay? Creator's time, not ours. So why do we push people? Anyways, getting into a whole other thing because there's just so much. And I gotta take my van in and I've got to release, right? So I can't just stay in my bed. I can't, you know, go into full burnout. Go commit myself, right? That's what's going to happen to my children. They get more confused. They have more time for, right? Others have more time to poison their little brains. Poor children. Can't believe these people that act like they're big heroes and victims at the same time. Heroes and victims at the same time. I'm no hero. I'm no victim. I'm a human being. Yeah. Scared. Brave. Scared for my children, not for myself. Oh, I gotta go. Biggest heart hugs ever. Much love. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. Because you know what? This world really needs you. Thanks for listening. Blah, 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 blah. You know, if you want to release them, you want to send me a video, whatever. Like I've said, you know, doesn't need to be shared. You can just do it for yourself. You don't have to send anybody the videos. You don't have to send anybody the letters or anything. Better out than in, right? Don't keep it spinning. Love you. Thanks.